Yeah, so this isn't what I or any college football fan was expecting to be talking about today, let alone the fact that I'm a UNLV fan having to talk about this. But yeah, this is probably the most shocking news of the 2024 season so far, as last night it was announced that UNLV quarterback Matthew Sluka would be redshirting and wouldn't be playing for the rest of the 2024 season. In his statement, he would go on to say, "I committed to UNLV based on certain representatives that were made to me, which were not upheld after I enrolled. Despite discussions, it became clear these commitments would not be fulfilled in the future. I wish my teammates the best of luck this season and hope for the continued success of the program." So yeah, that came out of fucking nowhere. And you have to consider the lead up to these events, because this is happening to a UNLV football program that is currently experiencing the most excitement it has ever had. A team that is ranked in the coaches poll, might be ranked in the AP Top 25 if they win this week. A UNLV team that has a legitimate shot at making the college football playoff as a group of 5 bid, which before 2024 would have been unthinkable. And now, just like that, their starting quarterback has bailed on them. And I'm sure what I say next will surprise absolutely nobody, but reactions to this were extremely divisive. UNLV fans in particular had some strong reaction to the news. Very strong reactions. But there were many who also defended his decision, and as a result of all the conversations, UNLV and Matthew Sluka were #1 trending on Twitter for well over 5 hours. Another reason for reactions being extremely divisive was just how quickly everyone picked up on the fact that this was about NIL money. NIL has been a hot topic in the college sports world ever since the Supreme Court made their ruling. And for the record, I think college athletes have every right to get paid, and a lot of the chaos that's been happening because of the NIL landscape falls on the NCAA for being so unprepared to deal with this stuff. So just let that be known. Now, what exactly happened between Sluka and UNLV? Well, according to Sluka's side of the story, he was verbally offered $100,000 when he transferred over from Holy Cross, and according to Sluka's representation, he only received $3,000. Now, if that's the case, then I perfectly understand why he'd want out of UNLV. That's a gross underpayment, and it's fair for a player to be pissed off about that. Can't blame him there. Of course, it doesn't make the optics of bailing on your team 3 games into a season, especially one as good as UNLV right now, doesn't make that much better. But at the same time, there's valid reasoning here for Sluka to be pissed off and say, you know, you're not going to pay me what I want, I'll just leave. Like you didn't come close to paying me what I deserve, what you promised me. Then yeah, I understand why he would make that decision. Of course, that's just his side of the story, and UNLV also has their own side to this. UNLV would respond back with a statement that read, "Football player Matthew Sluka's representative made financial demands upon the university and its NIL collective in order to continue playing." UNLV athletics interpreted these demands as a violation of the NCAA pay-for-play rules, as well as Nevada state law. UNLV does not engage in such activity, nor does it respond to implied threats. UNLV has honored all previously agreed upon scholarships for Matthew Sluka. Following that, UNLV's own NIL collective Blueprint Sports would have this to say. To clarify, there were no formal NIL offers made during Mr. Sluka's recruitment process. Additionally, friends of UNLV didn't finalize or agree to any NIL offers while he was a part of the team, aside from a completed community engagement event over the summer. At Blueprint Sports and Friends of UNLV, we take our commitments very seriously. We would like to emphasize that we have upheld all Friends of UNLV contracts this season and have not defaulted on any agreements with Mr. Sluka. Our commitment to supporting the rebel student athletes remains unwavering, and we are dedicated to maintaining the integrity of our programs. And that's enough PR statements for me to read today. Thank God I'm done with that. So, there's 2 ways this situation went about. Either Sluka was promised money from UNLV and didn't get close to what he was supposed to be given, as a result, he walked out, Or that's not the case, and Sluka had felt his market value had increased from what it originally was, and he wanted more than the original deal had intended. This is stated by Carl Reed from 247 Sports, and that Sluka's family had hired an agent after the Kansas game to negotiate. Now, I'd be a biased UNLV fan if I didn't note the fact that this guy in question has connections to UNLV offensive coordinator Brendan Marion. So take that for what you will. To finish things off, a lot of details still remain unconfirmed, and I don't know how long that will be the case. However, what's been the most revealing part of this situation that others haven't brought up yet is how UNLV players have been reacting to the situation. It's been reported that God fucking damn it, this is the third time I've read this goddamn line. Is it so fucking hard to just read a fucking line? It's been reported that UNLV players haven't exactly been on Sluka's side here, and it's only been confirmed seeing what was said by UNLV team captain Jackson Woodard, tweeting, "About time, let's ride," regarding the change at quarterback. Worth noting that the presumptive new quarterback one, Haj Malik Williams, plays a similar dual threat style to Sluka, also having transferred from an SCS school. Perhaps he could improve upon Sluka's completion percentage. But yeah, this has been one hell of a shit show that seems very representative of the ongoing NIL debate. I see many saying that situations like this will become more common in the near future, which I definitely agree with. The ball is in the players' hands like it's never been before, and with more control than ever for these players, they will use those opportunities quite wisely. I don't know what else will come of this situation between Sluka and UNLV, but if anything substantial or worth talking about, comes up after this, I'll make sure to try and make a follow-up. By the way, while I was working on this, UNLV had one of their running backs enter the transfer portal, and many wonder if that was possibly NIL related as well. However, he would go on to state that it had nothing to do with NIL agreements and was just looking somewhere else for more on-field opportunities, so yeah, just one of those cases. Just wanted to point that out in case anyone was thinking of bringing that up.